Welcome back to the glam room. Guys, I haven't posted a video in 2 weeks, but you guys are getting 2 videos. So, hey, you be mad at me.
Look, this so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny.
Today we're going to be talking about living in DC at 25. If you're thinking about moving to DC, if you live in DC, you ever been to DC, the DMV, all of the things. We're going to talk about it raw, real, unfiltered. You know how we do it here. If you didn't see my last video, I'm actually in Jersey right now. I'm looking for a new place out there. And it's really good because it's giving me time to reflect on just like my time spent there and if I'd recommend it. And also, it's posed the question of, do I want to go back? I feel like DC's been really big on TikTok and maybe Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, so I wouldn't know. But DC has become a little destination on TikTok, and it's more than just a tourist attraction for like the monuments and stuff now. I feel like the young black hotties are out there, the established us. If you're part of my audience, probably us. And not even just people of color, but listen. DC really is for everybody, but DC is chocolate city. So if you're not chocolate, don't feel bad, but we do rule over there. So when I say DC, I want to say the DMV, DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia. In the past 5 years, I have lived in DC and I have lived in Northern Virginia. I've worked in Maryland and I also had a boyfriend that lived in Maryland. So I've spent substantial time in different places. Let's start at the top. So I moved there when I was 21. I moved there right after I turned 21. And I think that that was a great age for me to move there because I got to really get to know myself post-COVID / exiting COVID. And I was of drinking age, so I could go anywhere. And it just was the right time for me personally. I knew I really wanted to move. I made the move happen come hell or high water and very quickly. I have a TikTok, I think, actually like talking about how I made the move happen. I'm going to link it down below if I can find the video. I did it recently. The first 2 years that I lived in DC, I actually never went to a club. Well, actually one time I did go to a club, but I was tricked into going and I did not stay. I was not a person that liked to go out. I was kind of just very demure. I moved to DC to work. One of the things that drew me to DC was that whenever I went there, I felt like I wanted to do better for myself. And that was really important to me because I wanted to live somewhere next out of Jersey that made me feel like the person that I was. And I do genuinely feel like the DMV did that for me. For backstory, I used to go there all the time. And I had spent one weekend in Arlington. And that one weekend just really changed it for me. And that was also the weekend that Biden got elected. And it was just such a great time. God really makes no mistakes. And I remember I had said something like, oh, I never want to leave. I felt so happy there. And that weekend had just made me feel so happy. I had went on a date and I was like, even if this part doesn't work out, I still want to live here. And lo and behold, I moved there a few months after. I'll write it on the screen how long it was after that pivotal time. But after I had went that one time, I kept going back because I loved being there. But anyways, fast forward to when I moved there. I moved there because I felt like the best version of myself. I loved every time I went there. I felt so refreshed and renewed, and I got to come back to Jersey and I was like, the stuff in Jersey is making me mad, but every time I go there, I'm just so happy. And not to say that the experience will be the same for you, but that's just where I was. In 2021, my influencer career also took off. That is the first time that I was like, hey guys, this is liftoff. I need to do something. I need to get into the lab. So moving to DC was also me getting into the lab. Hence why I did not go out to the club and stuff for 2 years. I really just worked, put my head in the books, made my videos, and just grinded so that I could get my name out there and I get my face out there, my videos, my ideas, all of the things. There was some challenges with that, and if you guys have watched some of my old vlogs, you probably have seen some of those things and I've talked about them. Let's go into some of the cons of living in the DMV right now in 2025. The DMV is pretty expensive. It is one of the most expensive places to live in the entire country, and I know that in a time where the person who's in office, the world is really expensive in general. The DMV has always been pretty expensive, especially when you're in close proximity to the city. And I don't want to say the good part of the city, but we don't have to be so politically correct over here. You know what I'm saying. Once you start Northwest, they have gentrified parts of Southwest. They've tried to gentrify parts of Northeast, and I don't really feel like it's working. But depending on where you are, it's more expensive. But I feel like everywhere is expensive in DC. Northern Virginia is very expensive. Arlington is, I believe, Arlington County is one of the top 10 most expensive places to live in the US. It is pretty expensive to live out there. You have to be there and have money. I saw a post that said that the DMV is like Atlanta, but you have to have real money to live in the DMV. That is really true. I've been to Atlanta, but I considered living in Atlanta when I was right out of high school. I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta, and I was there multiple times. I used to visit Atlanta every year. And I do agree where I see similarities, where it's a great place for young Black folks, Black professionals, XYZ. But I do really agree not to say that Atlanta's trying to be like DC. Don't think that. But I do see what they're saying within that post. Another con is that the job market right now is really tough. Unfortunately, because of the situation with the person who is in office, the job market is really bad. I worked for immigration and I was furloughed, but I can really put you guys in my business. It's fine. I don't really care that much. So I was a government contractor, right? So because I was a government contractor, I was able to see the government dwindle down from what it was when Biden was in office to now. And I saw so many people fear for their jobs, fear for their livelihoods. I've seen teams dwindle. I've seen it all. And I was at the last part of the clear out. I don't want to get too much into the political stuff of it all, but I just want to say that I was told I was going to lose my job. It was at any point in time, at any day, we could just be cut. So I chose my last day of work. It could have been 2 months later than from the date that I last worked, but I knew I was going to lose my job regardless. I was like, at least let me leave with my dignity. And I really needed to focus on my social media, so I was like, let me just go. But to find a job to replace that has been really hard. And people who have these great skill sets, these great degrees, these great things, these high ranking, high clearance people, government, private sector, anything you do, it's hard. The economy is very hard in that area right now. So if you do choose to live there, please make sure that you do have a stable income, stable place to live. It is, and going back to it being expensive, sorry to jump around like this, but y'all know how we talk around here. The rent prices, going out, all those things are really expensive there. It's just something that you get used to when you live there. But if you're coming from Kansas and you're used to paying $1.50 for a beer, they charge you $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12 for something that you're used to paying $1.50 for. You might have a problem with that. So you got to think if this is something that you really want to do. In my opinion, it's worth it. I don't believe that things should be expensive, but I do believe in that the price is the price. So I want to be there. I'm paying the price. But you have to weigh your options and whatnot. Another thing that I believe is a con is that it is undeniably political there. And when I first moved there, I was not very political in a sense of I knew so much about what was going on in the world. I was only 21, and I don't come from a place where we sit there talking about politics all day or anything like that, and that's a whole nother thing. But I was forced to learn about things that were happening in the world and in the White House and all this stuff, and that part wasn't a con, because if you know me, I love education. I don't want to be ignorant about too much of anything, but political climate does affect your mood. If you're a decent human being, you care about the things that are going on with people around you, even if it doesn't directly affect you. Living there has definitely, I've felt like some type of depression. I've been scared. Like, I've been in positions where my mood has been directly affected by the things going on outside of my window. And not to say, it's about us and, be selfish or whatever, but it is something to take into mind. If you feel like you can't handle that, or you feel like you're not a person that wants to digest any of those things, maybe this is not the place for you. Or maybe you want to live somewhere that's like in Maryland or like somewhere in Northern Virginia going down to, going to the south a little bit, next to the monuments, seeing the things on the news, all those things, they do affect you. I know, I feel like they should too. Y'all nosy, so let's talk about dating. If you're a dating app person, you're gonna see a lot of the same people all the time. And I say this because I don't think that people realize that the DMV is like actually small. Like, yes, it's technically like 3 states, but not really. It's really just like a lot of the same, and same dogs trying to catch. Like, it's bad, but that's the for real. That's the lowdown. It's the same way that you would be on dating apps in a small town and see a lot of the same old geezers. You're going to see them there too. One thing I do like about the DMV is because the nightlife is so wonderful there, and not even just the nightlife, the restaurants, just the going out culture. And I'm not saying clubs and bars, I'm saying just the whole core of it all, just being outside. Because that's so big there, you can meet somebody anywhere. You can meet somebody at Whole Foods, and a lot of people are attractive. There is a lot of people are attractive. I know some people say that that's subjective, and they're like, I don't be seeing those attractive people y'all talking. That's you, and that's unfortunate. I feel bad for you. Maybe you need to go to the right places, because I be seeing some real fine shit. Okay. Not even in a joking manner. Like, I've met some very attractive men. Have they been worth something on paper? Sure. And it takes me to my next point. If you're who like a really good job and XYZ, you will find them there. You can really find an established man over there. And I know some people think that, scene has piss in it. It does. But that doesn't mean that these men don't have money. Oh, okay. I've met people with like really nice jobs, and it's like, if I could take like one thing away from the experience, they've inspired me to do better. I don't want to veer off too much. We're talking about dating. What's also cool about the DMV is because there are so many tourists, you can meet a lot of new people in passing. If you like a situation where you got a long distance boo, you can find one there because people are consistently visiting. And your long distance boo might not care that y'all are long distance, because everybody likes to visit the DMV. Okay? Some dating cons. I probably can't think of like all of them right now. But one that I will say that goes along with the establishment of everything, there's a lot of people there who are faking the funk. And that make it seem like they got something more going on than they actually do. That's kind of annoying. But that's I feel like that's in any major city that you go to, you will find those things. But yeah, it's somebody who is at the club every weekend and they popping bottles or whatever, but they don't really got that money. But I always tell people, I'm like, listen, you're not signing no marriage license that person. You're not getting into bed financially with person. That ain't your business. Enjoy the shot of Don Julio and keep it pushing. Okay. If you want me to talk more about my dating experiences in DMV, let me know. I don't mind sharing, but I just want to keep this kind of general for now. Okay, let's talk positives. Before I get into the positives, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're following me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I cannot talk to you anymore, okay? And you're not a bad bitch. You know all the bad bitches follow me. All right, some of the pros. If you live there, you're definitely going to be inspired to do better with yourself. This is going to like a lot of the things that I said before. You can't live there in the nice parts, and I'll say the nice parts, and not have something going on for yourself. It just doesn't work like that. There's something to do all of the time. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see that like I'm out all the time just doing something, whether it's going out, trying a new restaurant, going shopping, going to an event. Like, there's really something for everybody there. I feel like everybody can kind of find community. Just started crafting, like I'm getting scrapbooking, junk journaling, just getting more into my photography bag. Like, I'm doing my own nails. That's why I don't have nails on right now. And I guarantee you, I can find the people that like are interested in those things just by going on my phone right now. Like, it's really a melting pot of a lot of people. And I do feel like if you're a person that's like, I don't know how to make friends, or I'm in a place where I'm reaching my full potential, or I don't know, you just like have questions yourself, I feel like that's a great place for self-discovery. Another great positive, I said this a little bit earlier, but people love to visit me. Like, people really love to visit me there, along with the other things. Like, it's a great place to live. It inspires a lot of people, yada yada. It's always like, oh man, like this is nice. And as a girl who was born in New York, DC is probably like my second favorite city as of right now in the US. We about to try Chicago though. I know I got a lot of shy girls. If you are a shy girl, if you are from Chicago, let me know. Comment down below. And give me some recommendations too. Another, let me think. Oh my God, the drinks are really strong there. Is that a pro? It better be a pro for you, because it's a pro for me. If you've drunk before, go to the DMV. You will understand what it's actually like to be drunk. Like, they do not play when they pour a drink over there. I love that, because I am the same way. I do not play when I pour a drink. If you're a sober girl, maybe that's not the place for you. Hey y'all, editing Brianna popping in. I wanted to say something. It would be reckless for me to make this video and not mention the culture aspect of the DMV and how it is a big pro for me. Cultural as in, I told you guys, a lot of people there are Black, but a lot of people there are African and Caribbean. And if you guys didn't know, I am Belizean and I am Jamaican. I am a first generation American. I grew up in a very culturally affluent household, waking up in the morning, hearing reggae, hearing dancehall, hearing soca. Listen, that is my culture. And to be in a place like the DMV where that is so it is so culturally dense, it is just the perfect place for somebody who's first gen, because you are getting the progressive part of being American and you're getting that same home feeling of being Caribbean or African. And I understand why people want to live there if you are of those backgrounds. I cannot speak for any of the other backgrounds. There is a large Peruvian and I think Ecuadorian population there as well, but I don't know all of those specifics. I can only speak for my culture. That's all I want to talk about. As an African American culture, I do know that there is a large African American culture there, as well as I said, that there is a lot of Black people there. They have the go-go and the whole thing. I just want to say that the DMV being so just culturally dense, and the African and Caribbean side of me made my whole time being there 30 times better. I feel like I am at home for that reason. That is literally like top 2. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I came in and I said that, because when you guys be seeing me out and stuff, I am with my people. And I think that that's really important, especially as somebody who doesn't get to go to Belize and Jamaica ever. But I will be there. Stay tuned for that vlog. But anyways, back to the video. Love you guys. I hope I said all that I had to say. I feel like I did. If you guys have any questions, of course, leave it in the comments. I will answer pretty much anything, except my social security number. This is really fun, and also a great way for me to reflect on my time being there. You guys know I'm very reflective. If you didn't know, hi, Queen Bee, I'm very reflective. Queen Princess Barbie. But if you can't tell, I will definitely be back. I love the DMV. The DMV is my home. I'm really excited to take you guys on the journey of finding a new place. Also, we can talk price points and all of the things. Let me know your experience visiting, living there, all of the things, because when I wanted to move, I used to watch a lot of videos about people's experiences to see if it was something that I could do, if it's something I wanted for myself. And I'm really happy that I took that leap of faith of leaving where I'm from and building a new life. When they say move out of your hometown, like they're being serious, it changes you. But also when I moved, the world was crazy, but it's not as crazy as it is now, which is crazy to say because we were coming out of a pandemic. Actually, I think we were still in it. I know we didn't do the most in-depth tutorial today, but all of the products are going to be linked down below. I'm going to link my Sephora storefront. Literally all the things that you need is going to be down below. I'm going to use this Lawless today. This is nice. Cute. All right. That's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade, Vine. Just kidding. I don't have a Vine yet. I heard they're bringing it back though. Love you.